All right, we are officially live. Tonight is going to be an amazing night. We've got some great guests that have been on the channel before. We've got NBsonly, Ron from that Instagram page, as well as Sean Go that will be popping in tonight. We're going to be talking everything New Balance. So if you are someone who is in love with New Balance, just like the three of us are, you are going to absolutely love this countdown. We're going to be talking about some of our favorite New Balances that have dropped for 2022, as well as some specific topics that we'll jump into, from some of our favorite collaborators to favorite silhouette to most worn sneaker. This is going to be a fun night. I can't believe that it's been a year basically since we last did a show like this. This has kind of become a tradition, but can't wait to bring these two guests in. Definitely give them a warm welcome. I haven't done a live in a minute, but we are back at it for the end of 2020. So for those of you who are just dropping in, be sure to hit that subscribe right now. And definitely, if you're new to the channel, be sure to let us know. Give this video a thumbs up as well. And feel free to comment throughout. Ron, as well as Sean, will be answering questions. If any of you have specific questions to ask them, be sure to hop in the chat throughout as we kind of go through our favorite silhouettes. We'd love to hear from you as well. But it's good to see you all jumping in here. We've got Jennifer, Javon, William, everyone. Mace at the start. I love it. But we're going to bring both of them in right now and get this party started. What is good, Sean
Yo,
and
how's it
Ron?
going?
I just realized that your names both kind of rhyme together. I feel like I'm going to start like a rap song, Ron and Sean.
I mean, Marissa, you can sing the hook.
Yeah, that's all you. That's all you. We'll be
Yeah.
the background dancers or something.
Yeah.
All right, we'll put a New Balance crew together and get this going viral on TikTok or something. But good to have you both in here. We've got Ron from NBsonly, and he is pretty much one of the largest New Balance Instagram accounts out there. Sean, you by far, out of all the guys on the YouTube space, you are just hammering down the New Balance left and right, week to week. So I'm so happy to have you both on board tonight to go through our favorite New Balances of 2022.
Yeah, very excited. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, we were trying to recall the exact month that we were chatting last, Marissa. It's been about 6 months, I think, about the summertime, I remember.
Summertime. Yeah, I know. It's crazy how fast this year has gone. It's like already the end of the year, on to 2023. I'm not ready yet. I feel like I still have some things I want to accomplish this year. Might as well try and finish them with the last few days that we've got left, right?
Amen to that.
I will
Definitely.
say one of my resolutions this year was to cop more New Balance. So I'm pretty proud of my success in 2022. It's pretty exciting moment. So I can't wait to go through some of these topics with both of you. I think one of the topics I want to start with is, what has been your most worn New Balance of 2022 so far?
Ooh. Man, Sean, I'm going to think about that one, so you might want to go.
Okay,
I know I threw you
before
guys
I
for a fastball. I'm sorry. I didn't put this in the notes earlier.
before I actually start listing all these shoes, for anyone watching this stream, I don't have the shoes like physically in my hand because they're like buried.
You've got
You see the stack. You see the stacks
and
behind.
me, so maybe we can help you out, Sean. We can help you out. Maybe
So I'm gonna
this.
describe some of them. Like some of them, I don't even know what the nicknames are. But for example, to your question, my most worn New Balance this year, I think it's the M99 0T03. It's the Teddy Santis.
Yeah, it's a Teddy.
I just cleaned it and put it back in the box today.
I don't even want you to take one of those boxes out, Sean. I feel it's going to be like Jenga back there.
Sean, what's the colorway? Like, is it red? Is it white? What is it?
It's like a beige with blue. It's, I think, the first one from season 2 that came out like in September or something like that.
I have those too. They're by my front door. Shout out Holy Club. Hook me up with those. Yes, there's the first colorway of season 2.
Yeah, so I know that dropped not too long ago, but I've literally worn those at least twice a week, every week since I got them.
Nice.
I think are you talking about the Marblehead?
That was
No,
season.
so
Is that
that
the?
was season one. Yeah.
That was season one, the first one. But this one emulates that one a little bit. Mine are up
Oh,
front
got
too,
it.
right?
Got it.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely a teddy bear for me too. Probably two to three of them that come to mind. Hold on, I'm gonna grab one because one is actually behind me here, and I have
Dove
proof that
Gray,
they're
I think is what it
worn
is.
too because you can see the toe on these two. You can see that I have like stains on them. See
Oh
that big stain
yeah.
right there?
Good
Yeah.
luck cleaning that suede, Ron. Whew.
Oh no, it's not happening. The 990 V2s, these and the sea salts, I probably wear the most. Um, they just
The V2 sea salts or V3?
both. So I'll wear one for a week and then another one for another week and just switch them up. So I ended up getting a second pair of the V2 sea salts just because I did end up kind of making the whole shoe look dirty. But yeah, you can't lose with the 990. So I typically keep a couple pairs by the door. But in all rotations, always had teddies. How about you, Marissa?
It's funny. I think I'm joining the Teddy bandwagon
Yeah.
here. We're all on the same page. I mean,
Mhm.
it's so crazy how many sneakers he's dropped this year. It's just like we've been on overload, and I'm here for it. I'm not complaining. So definitely my most worn is the sea salt colorway. I'm obsessed with this 990 V3. I think it's just like such. It's a classic colorway. I love though on this specific one that they didn't use too much suede on it, just because I hate cleaning my sneakers. I really truly do. And suede can just be so complicated because you really have to get like the entirety wet so that there's not those weird awkward dry markings that are left over, and the residue from where you've tried to like clean up a stain is still left over. I'm sorry, Anthony, I know I've been lazy lately with cleaning, so I'm just going to send all my sneakers to you soon. But this has definitely, I feel like, been the sneaker that I've been rocking the most, and it's already like kind of getting destroyed. I already know the color and the stains that I have on here. I'm like, oh, this is pizza night, and this was taco night.
They go with
Really messy
everything.
eater. I know
Yeah,
they truly
they
do
really
go
do.
with everything. For those of you who are just popping in here, we've got Ron and Sean in the building tonight. We just are discussing right now our most worn New Balance of the year. It looks like we've got a lot of people who, you need some 2002 Rs. Another great silhouette. Somebody's saying their Bodega 990s are their most worn. Solid choice. Definitely.
That was
Somebody's
shoe of the year last year for us.
2002 R. Another two. Yeah. I mean, some great options. I definitely need to like rotate these out for a little bit to give them a breather. I kind of wish I got multiples. So the story behind how I actually got these, I waited in line at Packer, and there were a bunch of resellers in line with me. They'd already had bags from another Packer, which to me, I was just like, at least hide your other Packer bag. Like it was so obvious, and you could hear them discussing, well, right now it's only $10 over the retail value price point. Like, bro, like this is a waste of time. So I remember going in there, and they only had one pair of these left, and obviously the guy was going for like a size 13, and he was like, bro, yeah, we only got one of those. It's sold out. So he kept going through the size range till he got to mine, and I'm like winking at the guy, hey, that's my size, please don't give it away. And he heard what I said, so he didn't give him the pair. He actually gave me the last 7.5. So
Nice.
there's some good
Yeah.
people in this world. What can I say? Struggle
On that
is
Well,
note
real.
about resellers, though, I gotta say, like as the Teddy Santis line has gone on, I love how they're just sitting and they're so easy to get, and they go on sale too, which is even better.
Yeah, over
Yeah.
Black Friday, you were able to get
Yep.
there were ones that I was able to get for like 30-40% off.
Yeah,
Like
it
it
was
was
amazing.
crazy. So like, yes, we always want to get them when they drop, but being able to get them for below retail. This one here, the V2, this orange one, I got this one from Undefeated for 115, 117.
Oh,
Like
Jeez.
wow.
I'm so glad I waited.
Wow. Yeah,
Um,
you got a steal on that.
yeah, super steal. I mean, I was able to grab a handful from there. So the good news about the Santis pairs is that if you don't want to be team early and wait, you can get it at retail or less. And it's just the people that want to be you guys know from the Jordan days, got to be the first guy in the block with them. Yeah, you'll pay a little extra to get get them early. But yeah, if you can be patient, you can score at retail.
Yeah, I mean, I will say one thing with Teddy really just expanding the line the way that he's done, it's definitely made it more available to us New Balance lovers. So I
Hmm.
think that, specifically my collection has grown tremendously this year. And that was kind of my goal, was to really just be able to cop more New Balances. So thank you, Teddy, for giving us the opportunity in order to cop more New Balances this year for us all. We could all use these different color variations. I mean, it's like he has gone above and beyond with the color palettes that he's really selected. Someone is actually asking, what are some of the best clothing options they've released 2022 along with these sneakers? Because I know that, he's dropped a lot of pieces actually. The price
Hmm.
point, though, man, I was in Kith looking at the prices on a hoodie and I just couldn't do it. It was
Oh
so
yeah.
nice, though.
Yeah, it's way, way, way too overpriced, I gotta say. As much as a fan of New Balance as I am, like definitely
Hmm.
pay 50% off, then it'd be like a cop, but anything more than that probably be a no.
Actually,
Yeah.
I do have to show you guys this jacket I got this year, and I got it for 50% off. This was a Carhartt collaboration.
Oh, nice. You got that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
sweet.
And
Yeah, that is nice.
I saw this in S&S, and I was so sad because I saw the price point, and I was just like, I
Hmm.
can't drop $600
Hmm.
on this. I'm sorry. And I
Hmm.
literally randomly typed it into Google, and a store in like the UK had it for 70% off in my size. Yeah, so I pulled the trigger and I was like, man, it must be
Yeah.
my lucky day. I think I was meant to have this jacket in my
Mhm.
life, and I wear it all the time.
That Carhartt V1 that dropped, that was kind of an under the radar drop. Like I felt like people didn't get hyped about that, and if anything, on some of the message boards and like on Twitter, I heard people saying, "How come it's not the tan?" Like they're complaining about the navy colorway. I thought that that was one of the cleanest collabs this year. Even though it's not clamored for and doesn't have like a through the roof StockX resale, I actually really like that shoe. I don't know.
Yeah, I have to
Yeah.
agree with you.
Yeah.
I think that Carhartt has, some
Mhm.
really great collabs that don't get as much hype,
Mhm.
I think, as they
Mhm.
probably should.
Yeah.
Specifically, if you're somebody who lives in New York, we're fortunate enough to kind of walk into sneaker stores out here, and we have those options
Mhm.
kind of sitting on the shelves, which is nice because it's kind of like, oh,
Mhm.
wow, when did this release? I didn't know that this was, something that came out this year. But I have to
Mhm.
agree with you, Ron, and definitely the clothing pieces I'm obsessed with. It's definitely a workwear piece that I can beat up and get dirty and not have to really care about.
No, that jacket's dope. Actually, all the apparel that came out with it was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hot take though, I think the apparel was better than the shoes.
Did you?
I like no, don't get me wrong. Like the shoes are clean. I think it
Yeah.
was just missing like one accent color.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, and the fact that it's a V1, that kind of just makes like a lot of people don't like the V1 as much as
For sure.
the two
Yeah.
Yeah.
two to five. So
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. It's a choosy silhouette. I think.
yeah,
If you're gonna play devil's advocate, hey, it's not a 574, but
Right.
um,
This
but
is
yeah,
true.
it's
Tell
no,
me
but
where
it's
it's.
yeah, I'm a fan. I do hear some of the what people are clamoring for, wanting that like iconic tan colorway. I get it. And who's to say we don't see that? You know.
Yeah, they may actually bring that option, and they are
Mhm.
listening. I feel like, to us. It's almost like, when
Oh, they're
something pops up on Instagram, I'm like, damn,
yeah.
Instagram's listening to me again. New Balance is out there listening to us, everyone. So I think they're
Oh yeah.
hearing what
There's
we have to say.
totally there's some heads out there I know that are listening.
We got Pinky89 asking a question for all of us, and it's, what's your most anticipated New Balance of 2023? Mine are those Action Bronson 990 V6s.
those are
That
wild in a maybe
Mm.
good or not so good way. I don't know. It depends on your personal taste. But for me, I think without looking too far ahead, I think the green and yellow Teddy Santis V3s. Those are
mhm.
whew, like I really need those ASAP.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those two. I'm not a Green Bay Packers fan, and I know those are some Green Bay Packer colors, but yeah, I'm feeling that, and that V1 that matches that. I'm with you, Marissa. The Action Bronson shout out, you rock. I'm ready for both of those. There's two colorways coming, um, and there's a third one. I don't know all the details of it. Don't know if that's FNF or what, but I know there's two that are, I think, dropping. So they're out there. They're wild. I'm in 1,000%.
Yeah, those
And
color palettes are crazy. I mean, even just the
mhm.
990 V6, I'm really excited to see what direction New Balance is going to take next year, because I do feel like they're really going to be pushing that silhouette and really driving the fan base for that new series.
No, I'm really excited as well. I think if I'm just looking ahead to from what came out recently, with the V6 finally, which I think a lot of us have been waiting for that. There were a lot of early samples that were leaked that people were able to obtain from under the table methods, or maybe grabbed at an outlet or something, but was able to actually see one of the early samples too, and they actually changed a lot from the initial offerings. So right now, the midsole has fuel cell in it. It actually came out with an absorbed version first, which some people say is even softer. Fuel cell is pretty soft too, but the shape also was completely different too, almost like a banana look. Like, it was completely different. I'll have to share with you guys some of the earlier pictures of a comparison with what dropped. I think they did a really good job though. I like the offering. It reminds me a lot of a softer V4, on foot. I just got mine last week, so I only got minimal wear on it. It's definitely softer. Not, I mean, 990s I don't think need a lot of break-in time anyway, but these are just cushy off the bat. Did you guys
Yeah.
happen to get them already?
What was
The
that?
V6?
Oh, the
Did you guys
V6.
get a
Yeah.
V6 yet?
I
Yeah.
love the V6.
Mhm.
I mean, I specifically liked it because I got it in the narrow version, and I
Okay.
just
Yeah.
personally find, because I have such narrow feet, when I'm
Mhm.
able to select a narrow option, which is pretty
Yep.
rare sometimes, I don't always get to, test it out to see whether or not the regular version fits my feet better. But because they had the narrow available, I think they only had two when I purchased it. I was like, oh man, I better pull the trigger real quick or I'm going to miss out on this option. So I bought both.
Mhm.
But just having that narrow fit my feet to a T. I mean, I just don't have any movement side to side, which can be frustrating sometimes for us narrow-footed people, because
Yeah.
it really just, it makes the sneaker feel like it's not as stable. And a
Mhm.
lot of people will be like, hey, your laces are tied so tight. I'm like, bro, if I have them loose, my shoes will fall off my
Yep.
feet. What can I say?
Yeah,
Yeah, and
no,
on the
that's the
flip side,
beauty
they
of the
offer the wide too. For
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
my feet are a little bit more on the wide side, so it was a good luxury to be able to try both my size in wide and regular and do a comparison. So that was
Mhm.
you can't say the same about most New Balance releases these days. They're
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's only I think I can count on my hand how many you can get in a wide or a narrow now. And the 990 has always been that way. But a lot of the sneakers that we're hyped about, like the 2002, the 550, a lot of these models, even the 993, you rarely see those in a wide or a narrow.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So,
that's true. Somebody is asking about the 998s, Ron. Can you give us any
mhm.
intel on whether or not they'll be bringing that back?
You may or may not see it in 23. Leave it at that.
Sorry, Joshua. I think he was looking for a different type of answer, Ron. You didn't quite please him with that one, but I guess he'll have to take it.
Yeah, well, when we start talking about 23 later, maybe I'll drop some stuff
Some
for you.
gems here
But
and there. We
yeah,
appreciate
we'll see.
that.
But I know just from last time we spoke, Sean, I know that was one of your more coveted silhouettes. Same with the 997, so, and the 999. So I you got to think now that the 992 retro has kind of been retired. You've already seen the 99 V1 through V4 done on the Santa shoes, so it begs the question what's next, right? So yeah, to whoever asked that question, you may or may not see some 998s. We'll leave it at
All right. So, next question is, what would you say is the best GR that's released this year?
that. Oof, man, Sean, I'm gonna let you hit that
Ooh.
one first.
So you
I,
guys kind of stole my answer already, because I was gonna say the gray 990 V6 would probably be my
yeah,
tops.
Ah,
I know
okay.
that silhouette got a lot of hate. yeah, it got a decent amount of hate because it was so different. But I think that's one of the things that really drew me about it, because the V3 to 5 are pretty identical to one another, and for the
Mhm.
brand to give us something so refreshing, and it's like a big change, right? And comfort, even on feet, it feels so different too from the predecessors. So I loved it. I wore it to Disney World for a week. Um, had no
And your
It's a lot of
problems
feet were
miles.
walking like
probably happy. That's a great
30,000 steps a
tester.
day. Yep.
Take that to
Uh,
Disney World. I went to Disney World right after knee surgery. My doctor was like, seriously? I'm like, yeah, I'm going to take advantage of my special pass. It was great. Got
but
my
I have to say
30,000 steps in.
my runner-up mention would be the New Balance 550 in the sea salt and black, or whatever you want to call it. It's like the white and black, but it had the really soft leather. It's somewhere
Mhm.
behind me. Sorry, I couldn't pull
Mhm.
it up for you guys, but if you
No,
guys know
it's
what I'm talking
okay.
about.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Might have to actually
GR.
grab maybe those. I might have them. Let's get the gum bottom, the black and the white. Let's see where that is. All of our shoes are spread out. It's like playing a goose chase in here. Scavenger hunt. Where's Waldo? But where's the specific sneaker silhouette we're looking for? What's good, everyone who's just hopping in here? We are talking about our favorite GR that's released this year. And, for me, color wise, this was kind of my runner up. I had like 3 different options, but I was really excited to see some gum bottoms used on the 550s this year. I just feel like, I had so many 550s I've been collecting. It's become a terrible, terrible habit of me overdosing on these. First, it was Aimé Leon d'Or, and I had to get every color. And then it was like, okay, I'll go for one general release colorway. Now it's like I've pretty much gotten every single general release colorway. It's problematic. So I luckily have friends and family who are my size range, and I've been trying to give them certain colors I know I'm not going to wear as much. But I do love that they finally put a gum bottom on these. But I would say out of the general release options as well, like this is probably one of my favorite colors to release this year on the protection pack. I know they called this pink, but Ron, is this pink? I feel this is so
No,
purple to
it's
me.
not. Yeah, it's like we need the like Crayola 64 pack to like really pull
Right?
out.
I'm like, is this
Is it magenta?
magenta?
Yeah,
Exactly.
magenta is like what I was thinking. Yeah, I thought the same thing when like someone said pink. I'm like, no, it's not. And then especially in hand, it looks more purple. And then
Yeah.
like it's got like, but you can see it's got the lavender hits on it.
Yeah.
Um,
And then the
so yeah,
purple version that dropped, almost it looks like periwinkle to me and more on a
yep,
blue scale, right?
yep, agreed, agreed. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna copy you a little bit there in the 2002 R. As far as GRs go, I mean there were so many solid ones. Protection pack I think is easily like one of the best ones. The gray pair for me, these and like the orange were probably some of my most worn pairs. And the beauty of this, you could get these for under retail now.
Oh my gosh, I
And
saw that. Yeah, they were,
yeah,
those were really sitting. I saw them in
mhm,
Foot Locker. I picked up a pair, the
yeah,
orange and the navy. And I like
yeah,
that the orange is different than the Peace Be the Journey. It's almost like a more
yep,
rustic, deeper orange tone.
yep.
So I really love that. I feel like it's just more of a seasonal type of color that works well with the fall
Mhm.
and winter time. It reminds me of like a pumpkin spice latte or something.
No, it totally does. And I want to say too that orange protection pack also is, I'd say top 3 or top 5 for me as far as the most worn pair. Always just kept them by the door. And then a lot of the just GR colorways of the 2002 R are just they're just clean. Like this reminds
Yeah.
me of the Packer 992, but like this is also a pair that you can get for like under $100 now. So like again, there's like so many like kind of steals in terms of like some of these GRs that like striking out on a collab nowadays is not a big deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not.
Yeah.
Pinky89 is saying loves the 550s, but terrible for wide footers. I do say this on my
Yeah.
channel a ton when I talk about sizing because I don't think people realize the
Mhm.
importance of understanding what type of foot you have. You really have to understand your feet. Is it narrow?
Yep.
You have high arches? Do you have
Mhm.
flat feet? Do you have white feet? Because definitely the different silhouettes fit everyone so differently. And I do think the 550, some people hate the 550. And, for me, it took me a second to figure out even my size range. I got a 7.5, which is my typical size, and I found that they were way too big. So I ended up actually going half a size down in those so that my feet weren't kind of spilling out every time I would put my foot down. It was like my heel would come up out of the sneaker. And I was just like, man, people are going to think that, I'm just wearing or rocking like some slippers here some point, so I need to size down in them. But yeah, I think 550 is definitely a tricky silhouette to
Mhm.
really like understand size range.
Yeah. I'm kind of in the same boat as you. Like the initial ALD 550 that dropped, I went true to size in those, not knowing any better, and there was a ton of heel slippage. So
Ton of
going
heel
forward, I went a
slippage.
half size down. But as a fellow wide footer for Pinky 89 comment, I do agree. Like some of, especially like the GRs that have really hard plastic leather, I can't go half size down on those because it's like way too unforgiving. But then some of the more
Mhm.
premium offerings that have a bit of a softer upper, those can accommodate the width of my feet, and they break in over time the more you wear them. So I feel like the ones that I've really worn in, they like mold to your feet, and it feels great after.
The Joe Fresh
Yep.
Goods was my favorite 550 just because it was that canvas material. So for some reason, it's just
Mhm.
like night and day, just breaking into that in
Hmm.
comparison to some of the ALD silhouettes. Just that leather, it's brutal. I mean, and I've got these feet, like these toes that barely touch the top, of the toe box. So I'm like trying to break in the leather, but it's just not breaking it at all. The struggle is real. I used to have a roommate who had wide feet, so we wore the same size sneaker, and she would break in my sneakers for me. It was the best roommate to have in my life, and I miss you, Mary Hoisington. I
Yeah.
wish you were still my roommate to this day, so you could break in all my sneakers for me.
Yeah. No. To echo what Sean was saying, I think it depends on just the materials because I also witnessed with like the size official collab of the 550, like
Hmm.
the materials of that one are just so supple that like after 2-3 wears they fit like perfectly. Whereas like I bought some of the GR colorways and it's that hard plasticky like stiff like unforgiving is a great description like because they just stayed the same. You never could break them in, and there's just some that I don't wear GR wise because of that unforgivingness. So yeah, I want to say some of the more supple leathers like the size version, um, and then I think the canvas one that you described with Joe Fresh Goods also like very forgiving too. But outside of that, like 550 can be hit or miss. And it's not to the level of like Adidas shoes where like remember NMDs where you could wear like a full size down and a
Yep.
full size like
Mm-hmm.
it's not
All
like
over the
that
place.
bad, but like
Yeah.
yeah, I've noticed where I've bought some half size down and half size up and it's worked, so um
Mm-hmm.
not Adidas level, but like it's
You
the
can make it
550's
work,
got speed.
yeah. Even for, when they came out with the women's size range for the 550s, I
Mhm,
realized that I was actually true to size in the women's size range.
mhm,
And I made the mistake of actually going with an 8.5. I'm like, my goodness, this is way too
mhm.
small. So I had to
Yeah.
return those and go back and pray that they had a size 9. Luckily, they did. But yeah, it's just kind of really testing out the sneakers themselves. It looks like everybody's loving these 2002 Rs that we've got a refined future that Kinnear wears, the Mirage Gray, great color, rain cloud protection packs as Jennifer, and 2002 R Gore-Tex. I actually don't think I didn't get the Gore-Tex ones.
They're out now. I think retail's like 180. I've only seen some smaller shops with them. I haven't seen any of like the big box carriers carry them. I don't even think I've seen them on NB.com. But
Oh wow.
yeah, I mean they look nice. 180 is a little steep, but yeah.
Yeah, that is a steep one, but maybe, if we're patient, like you say, Ron, we'll get them for a nice discounted price. And Gore-Tex is amazing for the weather we're having out here in New York right now. My goodness, it's like ice sheets of rain, so cold.
It's bad by me. Yeah, I'm in Chicago and we're hitting single digits in a couple days, and we're supposed to hit a snowstorm at Christmas. So, not
I
looking
guess
forward to that.
all three of us have a purpose for this Gore-Tex. Then I was gonna say if one of you is from Texas or something, like, oh, I'll get out of here.
Nope.
No doubt.
No warm weather over here for the three of us.
Mhm.
We could definitely use some Gore-Tex in our lives, especially as
Mhm.
the temperatures start to drop. I'm thinking about shooting all of my outdoor stuff in the next 2 days because I just can't shoot when it's below 20 degrees, which we're going to hit, I think, 19 this week.
Yeah,
C'est
it's
la
gonna
vie,
be.
fall. You are officially
Yeah,
gone.
seems like an eternity.
All right, so I guess this is kind of similar to this question in a sense, but what is your favorite silhouette this year?
Mm.
Hmm.
Well,
Good
it's
question.
I
it's
have.
kind
I
of your answer already, Sean,
Yeah.
which is for sure for me. It's the 990 V6. I fall in love with
Yeah.
that silhouette. I just think that I can wear that thing to the ground all day, every
Mhm.
day. Classic
Mhm.
colorway, and again, they had it in
Mhm.
my narrow size range.
I have two answers. I have a new silhouette, and then I have like an established one. So as far as like the newer, I'll start with the newer silhouette. Did you guys pick up any of the 1906 R?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
definitely
I
have
love the
another
shoe.
list. I love it.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, this has been probably my favorite shoe of the last like few weeks because first off, so comfortable. Like I always thought the 2002 R was like the best non like US made like retro. Like this shoe is just it's comfy and like I have all the colorways I've seen, whether they've been collabs, whether they've been GRs, I think that like this shoe is just it's gorgeous and it allows for like yeah, there you go. Just crazy color blocking, for the
Mhm.
shoe that you could do all over with it. Um, the collabs have been amazing. This Never That came out with one
Oh,
earlier in
look
the
at you,
year. There,
Sean.
look at this. Look
Look
at
at
that.
that.
Finally, join the party.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so yeah, This Never That had a fantastic collab for this. Um, Invincible, North Hollywood had an amazing one too. Atmos just has one that dropped not long ago too. That's pretty dope. But again, like you don't even need a collab. Like the GRs for these are just fantastic.
Hmm.
So big fan of these. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can't think of another like model. Oh, shout out to Eugene, made by New Balance, blessing me with my very first pair that got me in love. But yeah, for me, I would say newest silhouette would be this one, and then I think just as far as like favorite for the year, being this is the a 990 fest tonight, the 990 V3. I think that
Ugh.
model had kind of its moment this year. If
It
you
is
think
the
of like
perfect blend. It
it
really
is. It's
is.
to me, it's also like yeah, the perfect blend of like aesthetic with like comfort and
Hmm.
like I mean, you name it. I mean, the some of the best shoes of the year. I mean, Jound, 990 V3, the Pata, 990 V3. This one didn't get a lot of love, but um,
Jound,
I
of
mean,
course, always gets the love.
oh, yeah, John always gets a love, and I mean, there's the countless teddies, for the 990 V3. So for me, I think that model kind of embodies 2022, um,
Yeah,
and I
it's
think
beautiful.
that, that brown John, I'm pretty jealous you got that, Sean. I still need that. I need some
Montreal
Montreal
Connect.
hookup.
I know. Leave
Perks
it
of
to
being a
Sean to
Canadian,
get
I
the
guess.
ones that we can't
Yeah,
cop over there.
yeah,
Yeah, for me, I
yeah.
think just to echo you, 990 V3 is definitely my clear winner. Just in terms of like, I'm looking at my spreadsheet. By far, that's the most I've copped from a silhouette
Mhm,
wise. Like you
mhm,
said, comfort, style. You can dress it up, dress it down. Some of them
mhm,
have more premium, like all suede. Some of them have mesh. The possibilities are endless, right? But if you're talking about
mhm,
not one of those overdone silhouettes, I think the 993. I know it's not a new silhouette, but it's something that I've never truly appreciated as much compared to like the 990s, and then back in when I started buying New Balance, it was like 997, 998, 999. Never really got too into the 993. I had like one pair up until like last year, and then with all these collaborations, I know not to sound like a hype beast, which I kind of am, but like no, but to be fair, like they really did kind of introduce a whole bunch of people to the potential of the 993, and I think
mhm.
it's quickly become my favorite silhouette when it comes to comfort. It's like super comfortable. I love the 993 on feet.
Yeah,
Can't go wrong.
that's kind of what started it for me too. Was the 993? It was like an outlet shoe that, like, if you walked
Yeah,
into an
exactly,
outlet, it was always there, and it was always in
exactly.
stock. And I mean, a gray pair was like a go-to for me. And yeah, it's, I think comfort wise, it's arguably the most comfortable New Balance shoe.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, have to agree. We got Sarmad from New Balance chiming in here. The YCMC V3 is the best GR.
I mean, it's one of my faves from the summer. I mean, it was a little South Beach theme. Um, yeah, I don't know where I have a pair, and I don't know where they're at, but
I know. I'm looking at my wall too. It's lingering
yeah.
around here somewhere.
Mhm.
But yeah, the 990 V3, I think definitely. I feel like that's like the people's choice.
Mhm. Agreed.
Somebody is asking, what is the most slept on pair this year, as well as the most overrated? Pinky 89.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Ooh, overrated. Get ready for the hot takes.
Yeah.
I think, let's see here. Slept on. You know, I would have to say probably those protection packs. The orange that you were just showing, Ron, earlier, the Mirage Gray, like, I think that those are great colors. And I was pretty shocked to see those just kind of sitting in store. And even just some of the Teddy Santa's colorway options, like, I think that they were slept on for the most part because resale didn't seem to be there. So they weren't as hyped up. But, you know, I think if you really took the time to go in store and see these sneakers in person and see how different the colors were from, you know, the first 16
Mhm.
specifically, like, I had a really hard time not wanting to grab every single pair.
Mhm. My answer for most slept on will be anything from the UK. I think that this year it's been a lot about US. It's been a lot about Teddy. It's been a lot about, again, like more MIUS. Like there are so many like hidden gems from like the UK drops this year. This is a 920 that was part of the same pack. Marissa, you have the Dover Street Market. There is an anniversary
Oh,
pair
yeah.
with the same one. Um,
Right here
so
somewhere.
this is from the same pack as the UKF, and again, this is a model. I grabbed this also Black Friday clearance for like $100 maybe. But like again, just so many gems out of the UK that the 920 is like one of my favorite pairs. When we talk top of the year, may or may not have a 920 towards the top. But again, slept on pairs. I think some of the best collabs have come from there too that don't get shouted out. So yeah, shout out UK.
Yeah, I always tell everyone, you know, my favorite, highest quality New Balances that ever release, it always is a competition between made in UK and made in USA. You just can't beat the
Yep.
materials that they use on the sneakers with any brand. I mean, I
Yeah.
always tell my friends, you've got to just
Mhm.
feel the materials on these to understand what I mean by like the fact that they really take the time and put the effort into choosing the best quality to put on their sneakers.
Mhm.
Yeah. For me, I think so. I don't know what the resale prices are on this, so I don't know if it's technically slept on. But I didn't hear too many people talking about it. But it's so the 990 V5. It's kind of done now with the V6 being introduced, and we had two collabs I think that I picked up this year for the 990 V5. One was the Beams collaboration,
Yeah.
and the other one was the Slow Steady Club. I think that was the one.
Yep. Slow and steady. Yeah.
Uh,
Both very like a lot of the NB heads, like the ones that are really down, know or tried for those, right? I felt
yes.
like both those pairs were so under the table, under the radar. Um, that Beams pair, I could not find that for the life of me anywhere. Like I didn't even know where to get it.
Yeah, yeah. So they were both pretty difficult to get, but you really didn't
Yeah.
see the major blogs talking about it, hyping it up, or anything like that. It was just
No,
pure
there's
New
no
Balance heads that
media.
wanted it, so it was a great thing to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that Slow and Steady pair. I'm hoping to find that like on the when everyone's chasing V6s. I'm hoping I can snag that on the low.
Ron's like, everybody forget about the V5s for a moment. I just need to snag a couple of these pairs.
Totally.
Welcome in everyone who's just hopping in. We got Ron and Sean in the building. We are just going through everything New Balance for the year 2022 and talking about some of the most slept on, most overrated New Balances of this year. Sorry, what were you going to say, Ron?
I'm trying to think of overrated. That's kind of
That's tough.
I know.
That is tough. Yeah, because like I felt like most silhouettes delivered. If I can think of one that I grabbed that I just don't know if I like the silhouette in the end. It might be just too squishy for me. Is the RC Elite. So I don't know if you guys grabbed these at all.
Those
I did for a review. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
These and the Stone Island ones, like I just I don't know. Yeah, when you get older, you just want more of a firmer shoe. The shoe is like it's just like standing on a sponge, you know, and like
feels like you're literally getting shoved forward. When I put them on, I was like, "Who's pushing me?"
Yeah, it definitely takes a lot of getting used to, and I can count how many times I've worn all my RC Elites on like one hand. I can't get in the silhouette, so I don't know if that really counts as overrated, but like it's just a shoe that didn't do it for me this year.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I've rarely worn my Stone Island pair, but also like your color combination, Ron, that you have is much easier, I feel like, to rock than like a Bordeaux mixed with a bright lime green color scheme.
Yeah, that was loud.
Yeah.
And I usually like loud, and I saw that and I'm like, no.
I'm just gonna pass on this one.
Yeah.
What about you, Sean? What do you think?
I'm gonna go with. So again, my decision is based off of like the amount of press it got from sneaker blogs and Instagram and all that stuff. So I'm gonna go with the Salehi, the Yurt 574. That whole silhouette, like it got so much buzz. People were buying it.
Whole
and I just didn't like how they felt. Yeah, the clothes weren't bad, but I didn't like the comfort on feet. It was like really stiff.
They're heavy. Yeah. They're bricks. I think last time we all connected, we were all kind of remarking on that model too. I agree. For as much that people were clamoring about it, it wasn't my favorite.
My feet look so big. I'm sorry, but this lady's like, we don't need to look like Bigfoot out there, and I felt massive with that whistle on the back. I just felt like people were looking at how long my feet were. So I definitely was kind of over the Yurt. Unfortunately, I blew my whistle and I was out. I was done.
I have 2 kids, and I think that was the one shoe that for me was the only selling point was the whistle. They had fun with it, and that was it.
Yeah, they were done after that. They're like, okay, that was fun. I'm good, Dad. I don't want to put these on my feet.
Put these toys away.
So that kind of, I guess, is similar to the question I have, which is, which release were you kind of most disappointed in this year?
We mentioned the 990 V3 Jound, the brown pair. I get that it was a Montreal only, like exclusive for a reason. For me, I just wish that was a pair that had greater accessibility. The 990 V3 again, we've kind of been a love fest tonight on it, but like that's just a pair that I wish in the end got a wider release. But I mean, I think we all can talk about the swings and misses we had on certain drops, but I think for me, that one, I just wish it was more wide. Yeah.
Jound, loves doing those tiny little releases in specific locations.
Yeah.
How about you, Sean?
For me, it was the Kith Steel Blue 990 V3. Yeah. So that kind of just dropped out of nowhere. I don't know if you guys saw any. Well, maybe Ron did because he's kind of plugged in the know, but I had no idea that was on the horizon. That came shortly after the Teddy Santis, the one right behind Ron, the blue, what I totally forgot what the official name is, but the blue 990 V3. So it popped up on a raffle, and I have like the worst luck with Kith. I don't think I've ever actually won a New Balance raffle from ever. So obviously, I took an L on that and had to bitterly pay resale to get my pair.
Yeah, that really kind of came out of the blue. I think Ronnie was like rocking it like on his stories one day, and everyone was like, "What are those?" And then like a week later, it dropped. I fortunately had early access, from the app, but I know a lot of people that also whiffed too. That were like, "Dude, when are those dropping?" And then found out they already dropped.
Yeah.
It was really under the radar.
Mine has to probably be, I guess, since we're sort of talking about biggest L's, is the Paperboy. It was a triple collaboration. It was Paperboy and the All Gone publication. And that 991 was so difficult to get. It's like finding basically a needle in a haystack to get that sneaker. It dropped specifically at Paperboy's location in Paris. You also had to purchase a publication and pray to God that you got a magic card inside of that. As if this wasn't already hard enough, right? It's like, okay, let's just keep going. Let's make this more difficult. And I think there were only about 200 pairs that were even available, which is even more crazy.
Yeah, I don't know the numbers, but that was the only way to get them was at that drop, and it's great. That shoe it's gorgeous. First
Oh,
off, but
that pink colorway is so
yeah,
pretty.
oh yeah, and that's also a shoe that I was also hoping that people would get a whiff of other things, and then in the end that would be accessible. But if anything, like the inventory for that is next to none. Like I never find a pair. I've checked eBay, StockX, you name it. A size 10 is pretty hard to find.
Do you know how much
Sean?
StockX is selling them for?
They're
I don't
really
see them on
pricey.
StockX right now. There's no
Oh,
time
there's
right now.
not.
was
There's
one,
not.
probably.
Whoa, holy crap! That's super limited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's an 11. There's a 9.5 for $11,000. So, Sean, if you have them, don't tell me because I'll get mad.
Okay, I'm not gonna talk.
Do
You do
have
have
those?
them,
No.
don't you?
Holy crap! Yeah, 9.5 is 17,000
Yeah.
Canadian dollars.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's pricey.
yeah.
Oh,
Did you get them, Sean? You have everything. Did you get them?
I did.
You did get them. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I did.
All right. If anyone's
Of course
knocking on
you
your door
did.
tomorrow and you don't know who it is, it'll be.
Looking
Hey,
for
come
a
visit Toronto, man.
7.5 size 8. I know you want to change size range, Sean, so we can share sneakers at some point in time.
Cut my
Shrink
toes
your
off.
feet. Yeah, just cut them off.
Yeah.
You be my size range, both of you. We'd really appreciate that.
Mhm.
For those of you just jumping in, be sure to smash that like. We are having this special live with Ron and Sean. Just talking about New Balance all night. Next question is kind of an interesting one, I guess you could say. It's kind of similar to somebody else's question, I guess, of a sneaker maybe you really wanted and then just hated. But what is the most disgusting sneaker that you've seen this year, if any?
Like
You just
disgusting.
hated
Like
it. You hated the look of it, hated the feel of it. You could scrap it basically.
I don't know what the colorway is called, but it's a 9060 and it's like almost all black with green on it. Like I saw someone post it on Reddit. He was like, "Oh, look at my new pickup," and then he got roasted.
Oh,
And I
man.
mean,
Reddit
everyone,
is
to
where
each their
Reddit's where
own.
you go to get roasted.
Yeah,
is what I
yeah.
always
But
tell
like, to
people.
each their own. But like that colorway was like no, that was a no for me.
I have to say the 580 Stray Rats. I was pretty disappointed in the
Oh
Stray
yeah,
Rats
those two.
drop this
Ooh,
year.
those two.
I really love Ron. I know. I really love the 827 that they dropped initially. I thought that was just like such a beautiful brown and like the subtle hints that they intertwined with the green and red. But I just wasn't feeling the color combinations
I
on
agree
this
with you.
580.
No,
And they really put a lot of press behind it.
so, the thing about the Stray Rats 580s,
This is
like
my
first off,
favorite.
yeah, it's hard to fade the 827s. But when it comes to that shoe, it pays homage to some of the older like models that they worked with, and I think so. Like again, if you were a fan of some of the earlier work, like that's where that's where that shoe has buy-in. I get it. That shoe is the epitome of love or hate. Like there are people that love that shoe. They're putting it on top 10 lists already. There's people that are like, dude, this is gross. I want nothing to do with it. But like the 580, it's also a love or hate sneaker. Like I have some of the older editions that like they're first off they're tanks. Like I have some of the Stussy models that like were some of the original ones with like the like wham in your face colorways. What's really nice is like some of the newer ones like the Obsidian GR. Like if you want just simple, you can actually get these on No Chart right now for $55. I was just
But
paying
see,
these guys.
I love that
It's
color.
simple.
Like I love that
Yeah,
color.
it's
And
simple. Yeah, it's
I really
simple.
wanted to love the Stray Rats color combination, but I just
Yeah,
didn't like it. I didn't
yeah.
like how it came together.
It's a love or hate. I fall into the love for the Stray Rat shoe. For me, it actually lands on my top 10 for the year.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. I actually,
Oh
I
no! Oh no, Ron! I'm sorry, Ron.
no, but like again, it's a big love or hate, and
It really is. It's an acquired taste. It definitely.
Yeah.
It's out there.
Yep.
I think you
agree.
could say that about all their collaborations, to be honest.
Yeah.
This is true.
Just like, for example, we all love the Action Bronson V6s, right? There's going to be people that'll feel exactly the opposite,
Yeah, I mean that's a crazy color combination, and definitely some people are comfortable rocking those crazy colors, especially in New York. But if maybe I was in my small little hodunk town I grew up in, people would be like, "What is she wearing, and why?" Yeah, so definitely an interesting mix. So, what was your least favorite, Ron? Would you say?
Least favorite shoe. I think we talked about the RC Elite already. But I wouldn't call it gross. I mean, I went out and bought it, right? So the thing is, like, I think we talked about the yurt already. Man, that's probably it. Like, I would want to say I think I've stayed away from anything I really didn't want. Nothing's really quote unquote grossed me out. But yeah, I would say the RC Elite's it's been a turn off for me. But
it's all right. It's okay.
Yeah.
Can't win them all, man. Can't win 'em.
I mean, I do love the fact if I was a hardcore runner, I feel like I would be assisted in that push movement, so maybe the color and combination wouldn't matter so much because I would be doing less work, which got to give it to New Balance for putting, all that special engineering into the sneaker to make it less work because
I can think of one just because I'm looking at the 2002 R is the mule version of it. Like, have you seen the mule version?
Oh,
it's like
the mule. Yes.
Yeah.
The
I'm
mule.
not a fan of that. I don't know. I'm just not.
It grows
fits a
on me
certain
here
look.
and there. I put it on when I was shopping in Packer. I was like,
Not bad.
I love a slip-on. I got the ALD garden slip-ons, which I was like, I'm never gonna ever wear these, but I got them anyways, and I wear them all the time, and they're waterproof, which is even better. So you just run outside real quick, not hate on it, but definitely slip-ons. I feel like it's more of a option if you're really lazy and you just don't want to have to tie your seat.
Oh, for sure. You need to get the male shoe, the take out the trash shoe. I know they serve a purpose. I don't know. I can't. I'm not clamoring to buy one. That's all.
It's all right. We're gonna twist them over here on and force you to wear those. Marissa's like texting you in the morning. So, did you put your RCs on?
My slaves to take out the trash.
Exactly, right? You're like, I don't know if I can do this. All right, so we are already hitting the top of the hour, so I think we should get into our top 5 of 2022, starting with number 5. Who wants to start out first?
Can I say something before we actually begin?
Of course.
So I do a video. Well, sorry, I started last year, but I'm going to be doing a video of my top New Balance pickups, where I rank them from 20 to 1 or whatever like that. So for the purpose of this, I don't want to spoil that video, so I'm going to list my 5.
Okay.
But I'm not going to rank them. And there's a couple pairs. There's a couple pairs that I haven't gotten yet, like the Salehi 990 V2s and the Bodega 9060s. They're still in the mail. I think I'm getting them tomorrow or Wednesday. So those may or may not be on my list. So
You're already
don't
listing out
roast
my
me.
list, Sean. Get out of here. I feel like he's reading my
Yeah.
cheat sheet and
Yeah.
copying me on exam.
I'm just saying because
Like,
people, they're petty about the randomest things, and sometimes they'll be like, "You said this in this review, and how come you didn't
yeah,
rank this?" And I'm like,
everyone
"Well,
pays attention to every little detail that comes out of our mouth. There's no room for error, unfortunately, but just to let everybody know, we are humans in here. We do make mistakes.
I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of intersection between
That's
some of
true.
our opinions.
That's true. That's true."
I think so.
Yeah. All right, Sean, you could start with your five
I
in
was
no
going to
order.
say, let's go, Sean.
Okay, in no particular order, number 1 or number 5, sorry. I'm gonna go with the Emilion d'Or 991 and the tan leather colorway.
Ah, all
Made my
right.
top 10.
Did it? Okay. Good. Am I just listing all 5 right now, or are we going?
No,
Yeah.
we'll switch off.
You wanna do-
So,
okay.
Ron,
Switch it up?
Ron,
Okay.
you go next.
Okay. Number 5 for me, I'm gonna go with the Joe Fresh Goods 993 pink. I mean, you could switch the blue or the green in this one, but I mean, this is one of my faves of the year. It was anticipated. I think we all, we're anticipating this one. In typical New Balance flavor, they will take a collaborator to reintroduce a silhouette like the 993. So again, having Joe do that for this, I thought was fitting. Shout out Chicago, shout out Joe. But love these. I still need to get the other colors though. I'm gonna get around to it.
I have all three, but I think
Yeah,
out of the three, that by far is probably that was my honorable mention. I guess you could say if we were to give an honorable mention for 6.
That was like 6
I
for
know
you.
that would have been
Okay.
6, and the only reason is because I love that it's this pastel colorway, and I love that Joe's been doing like all these kind of ice cream sorbet type of color schemes. But for me, like I feel like I want to wear that in the spring and summertime. Like I'm not really probably gonna circle that in as much in the fall winter time season. So that's the only reason it got an honorable mention. Other than that.
Okay. All right, I feel you. All right, Mister, what's your 5?
So my 5 is going to go. You've already mentioned this one before, but my 1906. I have this in the gray and the green colorway. It was a toss-up between which one I liked more. But I just think that this is going to age so well. I love that they kind of really made this more of a vintage feel. It's so comfortable. I've gotten so many compliments on these already. It actually reminds me, I might pull it out. It reminds me of an ASIC silhouette that I'm obsessed with. Let me grab it real quick, and then I'm going to show you guys a comparison. But I was obsessed with this ASIC, so I had to get this in my top 5.
If the comfort is familiar to you, it is the 860 V2 midsole, which is what's on a 2002 R. So
do you see
it is the same
similarities? Am I crazy?
Oh yeah, is that the Joan?
So this, this is the Jown.
Yeah.
Similar, right?
It is. It's got the same hits.
Similarities for a second.
Yeah, like early 2000s running shoe vibe.
Yeah,
definitely.
Exactly.
I see it.
Yeah.
So that's my number 5. I know that Sean, by the way, everybody who's just jumping in here, he's not doing any of his in any particular order. So don't hold him to this list when he puts his actual video out. I feel like I need to have people sign something so they don't get mad at you.
I know.
And I'll practice this too. I'm also going to do I think last year I did top 25 of the year. I'll probably do something pretty similar, maybe in a week. So again, my top 5 here, I'm kind of blowing it right now.
So
but I don't mind
this is a special edition episode if you're here with Ron. Not for
so what we're saying is these lists mean nothing. No, I'm kidding.
This is my list. I'm not changing my list. This is my top 5.
Okay, number 4, I'm gonna go with on that note, Joe Fresh Goods 993, but I'm picking the sage colorway or the green one.
The sage
Green one.
colorway.
Nice.
Solid choice.
Nice.
Nice. It's the most wearable one for me, at least.
Yeah, I mean that or the blue. I mean you can say are the least subtle or most subtle.
Most subtle, yeah.
Yeah.
How about you, Ron?
Number 4 for me is actually going to be right behind me, the Slay V2.
Ooh, can't wait.
Dude, it's so plush. I think comes with 3 laces. I put the peach in. It comes with a pink pair and like kind of like an off-white pair.
Aaron, why do we think alike?
I mean, are you number 4 with this too?
Jesus.
This is
No,
my
I'm
fourth.
not. I'm not with number
Okay.
4, but
Okay.
I saw your laces
Yeah.
and I just had to
Yeah.
bring them up.
No, but the pink, you're right. I mean, the peach sets it off though. I love the shoe. I mean, I can't say enough about it. The materials, I think there's enough like distinct accents to it, like the fingerprint hit on the back, like the specific mesh on there too. I forget what the name is, ballistic mesh or whatever. But love the shoe, love the colorway. Definitely one of my favorites.
Question for you, Rondo. You know how the
Yep.
Marblehead from season 1, the Marblehead V2 fit a bit roomier than normal, or I don't know if you felt that way. Does this one fit like that, or it's more true to size?
I slipped it on as true size.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Yeah. All right, Miss number 4.
All right. So my number 4 is going to go to
Yes.
the
Ooh.
9060.
Can't wait for that too.
This
Yeah.
was by far, I feel like, one of the sneakers I thought I was going to hate in hand. I just couldn't tell visually by the photos, but the blue, they nailed it with this blue. It is so different. I honestly don't have anything in my sneaker collection that has this type of blue hue that they've decided to go with, but also this kind of like army brownish green. It works perfectly with it, and I'm a sucker for olive green, so I could be partially biased with this. But on the 9060, like, I love the Joe Fresh goods. Don't get me wrong with the pastel colorways, but I just think that Bodega really came in with a clencher on this color combination.
To me, they nailed this. I had my pair by the front door. Shout out Matt Z, Drew, Eddie, that whole team. You guys put out not only like one of the cleanest shoes of the year, the apparel for this too. Was just on par. It's actually what I'm wearing right now. This hoodie is actually part of that line too. So the apparel that went with this was also spot on. So mad love to Bodega. They put out a banger last year and they got another one this year.
And the purple, even like this purple, just sometimes you just don't think of these color combinations, and then you see the New Balance team come out with something and you're like, do I trust it? And then you get it in hand, you're like, wow, this is just like an incredible color combination. And again, like, because of the color options I feel like they chose on this, I feel like I could really just rock this sneaker all year round. And it's a statement, but it's not so loud of a statement where I feel like it's this bright neon color scheme. So for somebody who's like trying to transition into a different kind of color palette beyond white and black, like, this is definitely one of those sneakers I feel like you need to have in your collection.
Yep. Sean, you're going to be happy when you rip open that box. They're beautiful.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
All right, number 3. Is that where we're at now?
Number 3.
So I'm going to throw a curveball here. No, actually, no.
A curveball.
Sorry. I highlighted the wrong one. I highlighted the wrong one. Sorry. This is not a curveball at all. This is probably the most obvious choice. 990 V3 Jown in the olive and black colorway. That's probably like on everyone's list.
Deserving.
Sure.
Yeah. Deserving. Yep.
Yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean, it's been up there all year, I think. I think that there's been some other hues of green that have come close to this. I think some people say matcha when they say this rather than olive, but yeah, this green is just
some
it's unique.
Matcha powder. I guess depends on the matcha.
Yeah.
So many types of matcha out there these days.
Yeah.
I love that solid black end on the side.
It's bold. No, I like it. My number 3, I don't even own. This one, it's eluded me in my size. I will probably get them. Either of the colorways. I'm a fan of both. It's the Joe Fresh Goods 9060. I think that model, perfect introduction with that
which
pair.
Which color? You want me to bring one? Is it the one above my
Listen,
head?
you got them both.
I was like, is it the one above my head? Or...
You can go with the cookie pair. I mean, this shoe, I think, was the perfect introduction to the silhouette. I think we all agreed on our last meetup that this colorway is better than the other one. I really like this one.
100%.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the 9060, and to me, this shoe has to be a top three shoe for me of the year. Again, there's going to be people that think that 993 is Joe's best shoe this year. I think that this is his best shoe.
And this is a brand new silhouette, so I mean, it's really hard to just do these cool, intricate color blocking options on a brand new sneaker that nobody's seen before. I really wanted to love this one. I wanted this to be my favorite, but I've just honestly been more drawn, in a different direction. I think that the pink is just like such a nice pink color combo that he went with on this one.
Agreed.
Yep.
All right, Marissa.
Number 3. So my number 3 is going to go to the 990 V4, the United Arrows.
Oh my God! You're taking. We're literally using everyone's answers.
Really?
That's on my remaining 2.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
So of course this was celebrating Kiss 10-year anniversary, and I loved that it came with the free, the Pinoy me. I love free added things. So we got the socks and the dust bag.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
the Kiss hit is pretty dope on the back too. Like that was a nice touch. Was the Kiss hit on the back?
Have to agree. And this was the color I was waiting for. I really, really wanted a pink, purple, and gray. Like this was the color combination. Thank you, Ronnie, for giving me that color combination. I know that this was originally on the 997S originally, right? And I like what Ronnie did. I like that he used kind of older variations and brought it back on a completely different silhouette.
Yeah, 997.5.
997.5. That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep. No, beautiful definitely color. Dope. Good call, Marissa.
I try. All right.
Ron, which one was your top for the Kith of the 4 pairs? Which one was your favorite?
4 pairs, the Cyclades V2.
Yeah,
was my favorite.
It's between that one and V4 for me.
Yeah, I mean it was close. I think it's gonna be one of these two.
That was for sure my number 2 as well. I gotta go take those to Greece though. It's gonna be my Greece sneaker for sure.
Yeah, appropriately so.
Right?
So.
Give me a reason to go out there just to rock some pair of sneakers. Why not, right?
All right. Number 2 then. Is we on Sean?
Yeah. So just for the purpose of not repeating exactly what Marissa just picked, I'm gonna throw a curveball here and go with the Essence 2002R and the corduroy. I think that's a nickname, corduroy.
Oh man, that is such a gorgeous shoe. This was a shoe I did a 180 on. I saw like initial pictures and I was like, meh. And then I saw it on foot. I saw like it in hand and I'm like, oh my God, I want this. Like it's gorgeous. That shoe. Do you have that?
Let me try to grab it. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Have you know what shoe this is, Marissa?
I do. It is a beautiful color combination. I wasn't able to get this, so
the white balance is so off, but it's like a pale purple,
beautiful.
Not a blue.
I took an L on this one, so it's
I did too. I took an L on this one, and like in my opinion, I think it's this one or the up there Backyard Legends 2 that I think is the best 2002R.
Wow,
it's like a
2 over 1, huh?
I like 2 better. I think 1 is cool. Not a fan of the pouch or the shroud or whatever it's on there, but like the second one, I'm a big fan of that colorway. I really like that. Mine's still en route because it's coming from Australia, but like I was hoping to have that by now, so that's still en route. And I'm actually glad that I was able to get it from their site and not have to pay resale for that one. But Backyard Legends 2 is that, or your Essence 1 is probably my favorite 2002R this year.
Word.
That is a beautiful 2002R. I have to agree with you on that one. I never thought to use that baby blue kind of colorway either with that tan. It's just
those laces.
About it just works. Yeah, it's a beautiful combination.
Yeah.
All right, Ron. What about you?
All right, number 2. So my 1 and my 2, I've coin flipped this month. I've my number 1, I think, has held the title for number 1 for most of the year. this number 2 shoe that I'm going to show you is probably the one that's usurped it in my mind a couple times, but I'm going to keep it at 2. It's the only shoe I've doubled up on this year. The only shoe.
The only
Um,
one you doubled up on.
Paperboy Beams.
Ron,
Paperboy
you are
Beams,
on my
actually.
list, aren't you?
Yeah, this shoe, and we talked earlier about most underrated things of the UK, being made in UK. Like this shoe, to me, I'm not like someone to completely go for the like inverted colorways on 2 different shoes thing, but like this shoe just sings to me. And like some people like the 1500 better in this pack. This
I
shoe
have to
just
disagree. I
I
didn't like the 1500 the same. It just
It
there's
was boring. I don't know. I liked it. I didn't love it. This shoe I loved, and ended up getting 2 pairs of them. I'm a big 920 guy. Shout out Team 920. Got a little 920 love group. But yeah, this shoe
made in
it's one of my
England. You're not biased at all, are you?
not at all, not at all. But yeah, this shoe is definitely one of my favorites. Again, I would probably put this number 1 most years, but the one I have number 1, it's kind of set up there all year that it's hard for me to fade it. But all right, Marissa, number 2.
You already mentioned my number 2.
Good.
I'm
Okay,
sorry. I'm
slay.
sorry, Sean. You don't have yours yet. I'm so sorry. You're gonna love them. Ron and
We should have
I.
recorded this on Thursday.
We did the same exact lace swap.
Yep.
These
Yep.
laces turn this sneaker into something.
Oh, they set it off.
different.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
one of the things that I don't know if it's just me, Ron, but do you notice a trend or just some similarities between the Croc colorways that he's been releasing and the new
Oh, totally.
colorways?
I have the Koalas too.
Right? The
Yeah, and
Pradas are
yeah,
so
yeah,
similar. And then I pulled out my
yeah,
tides and I'm showing it
yeah,
to like my Water Be the Guide. And then the
yep,
cobbler even. I'm like, the cobbler looks
yep,
like Peace Be the Journey. So I feel like
yep,
Salehi is kind of doing
yep.
like similar color tones as
Good
he
call out.
releases.
Good call out.
Right?
I
I was literally just sitting there and my
yeah,
quadas were out on
yeah,
the floor and
yeah,
I
yeah,
opened this box and I'm like, wait, this is a very
yeah.
similar
No, good
color.
call out.
That's
Not. I
pretty
feel
mind
like
blowing.
I'm gonna go run in the other room, get my Crocs out too. You're right. It's like the perfect compliment.
Right? It really is. And this color combination, specifically like for our skin tone, even, it's
Yep.
this perfect
Yeah.
nude kind of
It
colorway.
is. Yeah.
It
Is this the
really
official
is.
Filipino colorway right here? Is that
I
what
think,
we're saying?
I think so.
Yeah.
We're dubbing this our color.
Yeah. The official. We just need a flag on there, and we're good.
Exactly. I know. We'll
Yeah.
figure out a place to put it somewhere on here. But I definitely love the fact that they gave us those different lace options because if I had kept it with the original kind of just mauve lace that blends, it just
Yeah.
doesn't give the sneaker that oomph that it needed. This is the exclamation mark.
Yep. Amen.
Purple is amazing too. I've just been really into purple this year. I don't know what it is. I've just been very drawn to purple more than any other year. And it could be that it's trendy in fashion to wear bright, bold colors, but they're really marketing it perfectly to me because I'm buying it all up.
Yeah. Well, I'm wondering if we could get away with throwing the V4 Kith laces in there. How that would look.
That's a good idea. I was gonna
Oh,
say
It might.
interesting.
It might work. I don't know.
I can
Might
see
work.
that actually. I'm
Yeah.
shocked they didn't
Yeah.
throw in a purple lace with these just because it's slightly accented with it.
Yep. All over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that would work. Be a nice little combination there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we are down to our number 1. Of course, Sean, this is in no particular
Not
order.
really number 1.
So
Yep.
this could not actually be your
Could be number
or it
20.
It
Could be off the list.
It could not make the cut.
No,
Oh,
this will definitely make the cut. I'm gonna go with the YCMC 990 V3 and this
Beauty.
Beauty. Shoot, what's it called? It's something with a K. Oh no, Nimbus Cloud Cool Gray and Marble.
Nimbus Cloud Cool Gray. Yes.
Yeah.
That is
The
a
way
beauty.
I like this because it looks like the sea salt Teddy Santis's, but it's suede. It has more of a
The
warmer
materials
tone to it.
Yep.
Yeah, and I like these tan laces, which really
Yeah.
adds a
Yep.
whole warmth aspect to the shoe, which I really
Oh,
like.
see. Oh man, now I feel left out.
Come on, Ron, jump on the
Um,
bandwagon over
no,
here. You
it
know you
wasn't for
want
lack of
to.
trying. It was not for lack of trying. I will tell you that. Uh, Dude, BP, where you at? Brian, hook a brother up, man. I'm looking for those. Uh,
He wants to be a triplet
yeah,
with us, so don't let
yes,
me
I
and
need to
Sean go
match.
just
I need
be,
to try to
twins
match.
over here.
Yeah. No, I love that colorway. Sean, good call out of the materials on that. Like different from the Santis, right? But and again, like you almost need to do a double take when you see an image, right? Like, is that
Yeah,
it, or is that the But yeah,
This
I
is
love
a
that shoe.
hard color to photograph, I feel like. It's
it
just
is. It
like
is.
if you
Hmm.
see this in person versus different lighting, like even when I had these outside in natural light, like it's just so different. Cause like
Yep.
see, even
Yeah.
ours look different, Sean. Like mine just looks a
Totally.
lot. Of course, if I get
I
closer,
noticed when you choose in daylight versus indoor light, it looks like two different shoes.
two different shoes
Mhm.
is crazy.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
But this is solid
Yeah.
choice. I hope this makes it on
Mhm.
your list, Sean.
Number 21. Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
number
Number
21.
21, people are crying. Like, no. Why?
Um, all right, my number one shoe of the year. It's the Jound. It's 99 V3. This shoe, I think, for most of the year, not just from NB heads, but also like the newer, fans of the brand also, clamored for this too. I know Jound's having a moment, but um, the green on this just pops. I know the lighting I'm in right now doesn't sing it, but like, I mean, if you guys have this pair, you guys know. I mean, to me, this was the shoe of the year. It's hard for me to argue against it.
Hmm.
I had to keep my
Yep.
bias out of it. That
Yep.
would have made my top five
Yep.
because I'm a
Yeah.
sucker for
Yeah.
olive. But this year, I'm like,
Yeah.
don't do it, Marissa.
Mhm.
Don't go down that
Don't
road.
do it.
I always go with that same color every year on every
Mhm.
sneaker. It's terrible.
Yeah.
It's my wardrobe. It's green.
Yeah.
What can I say?
And again, like I'm not gonna call it olive. I think it's either matcha or
It's a matcha. Yeah.
avocado. I would even go there,
I would say
but
this is the upscale matcha powder.
matcha. Yeah.
You're a classy kind of
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Only the high
All right,
quality
Marissa.
matcha for Ron. So I know this is kind of not fair because I have two basically that I've split. You already talked about one, Ron, and
Mhm.
that is going to be for sure the Paperboys 920s.
I, it's coin flip. I mean, it really is for me. I mean, that shoe is. I I will say
Purple
this. I think over the
collaboration.
test of time, that shoe is going to be like, as the years go on, that shoe is going to appreciate more and more.
Yeah, I mean, and it's subtle how they design this.
Mhm.
It's, like
Mhm.
I've got a couple different pairs of sneakers where they've kind of done like the flipping, but the colors are so vibrant that it's so obvious that they're two different
Mhm.
sneakers. So I kind of love the
Yeah.
fact that it takes you a moment to really stare at some of these feet to then realize, I think there's something different.
Yep.
I think the color combination is slightly swapped or there's something,
Mhm.
that's been changed on it. But the other one that I had to go with is this raw amethyst.
Oh yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Remember I said I was
Yeah.
going down that purple zone.
Oh yeah.
This I think
Yeah.
was one of the just best colors to release this
Mhm.
year. Honestly, like
Mhm.
this kind of orangey salmon tone that they used on the end
Mhm.
is just such a great pairing with the raw amethyst
Mhm.
and also navy. Like I just never thought that navy and purple would go so well together.
Yep.
But I just think that this was such a job well done on the raw amethyst
Mhm.
colorway. It's absolutely beautiful.
Yep. So, Marissa, that's my favorite Santa shoe. I know we were going to talk
This is
about
your
that.
favorite Santa shoe. I
That-
know we skipped the Teddy
from-
Santas.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah, from season one, that is my favorite. I think most worn was sea salt just because it was so easy to match with everything. But like
Mhm.
by itself, that shoe just sings. I think that shoe is unique, and yeah, I'm a huge fan of that.
And we were talking about 990 V3, so I mean, I
Yeah.
figured, why not end with a 990 V3 on the top of my list because we love this silhouette so much. I know that people always ask, what are your top five, New Balance silhouettes, which I guess we could even end with that as what are our top five, series, even though 990 V3 is our favorite.
Mhm.
But it's just, this color. I love this color so
Mhm.
much.
Yep.
And I love you too, Paperboy. So I don't want you guys to be lonely. But yes,
Yeah.
these two are sharing the floor
Mhm.
for this evening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love both of your top five, or maybe not top five.
It's a
We have
mystery
some.
until the video comes out.
I know it's a
Yeah.
mystery. I know that we had a lot of similarities, which
Mhm.
makes sense. I think we have some similar taste over here.
Question
I
for you
def.
Mhm.
guys though:
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
is there a
Mhm.
shoe that we haven't mentioned that you guys really liked? I know we've kind of talked about a lot of similar shoes, but
We
is there
actually
one that you guys
didn't
picked up?
talk about Brian Giles. This New
Oh, those are
Balance.
nice. Yeah.
I thought this was really, really well done. Again, it's that color that I love so much, so I could be biased, but I just think that the
Mhm.
artwork on the box as well is
Mhm.
just like how nicely the embroidery is on here. Like, this is just a really different, unique looking shoe,
Mhm.
and a lot of people have complimented me when I've worn these. But I think that this was a, very cool collaboration, different than what we've
It
seen. And
was.
Mhm.
It was
also
really
the ends come off too here.
Oh, see, I did not know that.
Yeah, so those are removable. And
Mhm.
also the Palace. I mean, I didn't really talk about
Mhm.
this silhouette.
There it
The
is.
580. I mean, they brought it
Yeah.
back from the archive. So I just
Yep.
love what Palace did with their
Yep.
collaboration on it. Both colorways were stunning. I still have a hard time choosing which one's my favorite. But
That's my favorite there. I grabbed that same pair too. Mine are by the front door as well. I caught a restock on NewBalance.com. Like it sold out pretty quickly. It was the
good.
other color that sat, and then like it restocked like a week later, and couldn't have been happier. I really like that shoe. I know you guys were not fans of the Stray Rats. The
But this
exact
one,
opposite.
Ron, I'm obsessed with.
Yeah.
This one I can rock.
Yeah. No,
This
for
580
me,
is
that's a
down my.
shoe. That shoe made it. It's gonna make my top 25. It won't make my top 10, but like
It's got the
that
stash
Palace
pocket
pair.
and everything in
Oh yeah,
there.
yeah.
And
It's got all the theater hits on
I
there.
wanted to
Yeah.
like that Stray Rex. I do love the 580 silhouette. Like, I
Mhm.
love the look and feel of this. But this
Mhm.
color is just so beautiful.
Yep. New Balance gray with the aqua hits, just they pop.
mhm,
Mm-hmm.
really solid.
They do.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go with the Orly 2002R, specifically in this.
Oh,
I
I
don't know if you
have
can see
those,
it.
Sean.
The
Let
yellow.
me grab those real
Yeah,
quick.
pull it up for us.
The
Mhm.
It's right
Orly
here.
2002 Rs. Let's grab
Oh,
those.
you got those, Brissa?
I did. That's going out
Yeah.
tonight, everybody. I'm just working on the video right now, basically.
Oh, nice.
Oh
Did
wait,
you get the yellow one as well, or the white one?
the yellow, the 2002
Yeah,
R
that's the
and the
one
yellow.
exactly.
That's the one I like. Yeah.
So nice. Yep.
It's so pretty, and
Mhm.
I'm still hurt from not getting the 550 Orleys when those dropped. No one knew about them.
Well,
There
listen,
wasn't. It wasn't being
yeah.
advertised really. But I thought that was one of the best colorways I've seen in that series.
Mhm.
But then these dropped, and it's like maybe I'll get a chance at these. I think they're beautiful though.
Yeah.
It's a
No,
hard color to read as well with the images.
It is. I
'Cause
had so much trouble trying to edit the picture. It's
right? Because
tough.
Mhm.
sometimes it looks more tan than it does yellow in different lights, even. But this is a beauty.
No, that's such a well executed collab there.
Let's see if my camera will even focus on this side here. Come on. You want to do it. Yeah. There we go.
There it is.
Yeah. Beautiful
No, that's
textures
gorgeous.
on this. Yeah.
Mhm.
Good call, Sean. I almost didn't bring those bad boys out. Not giving them any
Yeah.
love.
Let's see. For me, a shoe that we haven't talked about yet. I'm gonna bring these out because these were not released, but this is a custom done by Mosh. If you guys are familiar with Dan Gamache, Mosh created a Concepts 999 emulation of the 2002R for me. And the beauty of this is that I had nothing to do with it. I just told him like, dude, this is what I want, and he threw this together. And I've always been a big fan of his over the years. Shout out to Dan. These came out like better than I ever could have imagined.
Is that a
I know I don't.
101, Ron?
What's that? It's a
A
101.
101?
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know. Sean's a big fan of the 999.
Mhm.
9 concepts is Kennedy's probably one of my favorite shoes of all time. There's gonna be a write up pretty soon too. High Somebody about it. I will tell a story about that in there about it. But this shoe again kind of emulates some of one of my favorite New Balance shoes of all time. And Dan gifted me these as I was going through a little bit of something earlier this year, and it was a nice surprise for him to kind of put this together for me, and so it means a lot to me. Again, it wasn't released to the public, but a shoe that I personally love means a lot. So thank you.
I mean, I don't know
That's
a lot of
sick.
people that get a
Yeah,
specially
yeah.
made sneaker for themselves. We'll have that the Ron colorway, shall we? The
Yeah, I
Ron
mean,
special,
concept.
everyone.
I think last time we got together, someone asked about like a shoe behind me, and it was a sample shoe. So the running joke was the red tag. So I don't have any red tags behind me this time.
Oh
So
man. No
I
red
know,
tags
no,
tonight, Ron. Come on. We
no,
love the red
no
tags.
samples, no samples. Maybe sample 998 behind me. Oh no, wait, did I say that out loud? Okay,
Oh, you
sorry.
did. People were asking
Oh no,
about
sorry.
that. Oh no. Tears are just rolling across the
Yeah,
chat right now. Like, wait, what did you
yeah.
say was up there on the red tag wall? Guess I didn't show this color. This was the other color I was talking about in the protection pack.
Yep.
In the purple color way, which I think is more of like a periwinkle.
Yep. Blue, I think, is what it's termed as though on paper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely
doesn't
more
make
of a
it.
blue hue. Especially
Yeah.
if you hold this next to this one. I mean,
hmm
definitely.
hmm
Definitely
Yeah.
different color scheme going
Oh,
on
we did
there.
the one. The you know what, we talked about it last time we met up, but we didn't tonight. Um, the the New Balance basketball line has definitely taken like steps up.
Ah,
This is
yes.
the two way version 3. Jamal Murray's wearing this pair. This is actually a 2K NBA 2K colorway that launched last week. Sold out initially, but again restocked. I think out of all the 2K, or I'm sorry, all the two way models, this is probably not only the wildest one, but I think the
That's a
most unique.
crazy color
Mhm.
combination.
It is crazy. Shout out
Wow.
Deshron. I
What's
love
up,
these.
Desron?
Yeah, go okay. Go a half size up. If you guys are buying the two ways, go a half size
Oh, they
up.
run small, huh?
They're running a little snug. Yeah, yeah. So just FYI.
Yeah, those are crazy. Definitely would stand out on the basketball court for sure on those.
Yeah, not subtle.
Not
Not subtle.
subtle at all, I know. I know the
Yeah,
ones I've been sent from Desron are a little more subdued, you know, it's just like black,
yeah.
gun bottom, white, gun bottom.
Oh, these scream at you.
Those are
So
like, hey, I spilled ice cream all over myself, kind of. Different flavors. Well, I want to open up the floor to anyone who has any questions for Ron or Sean while they're in here. I know you guys have been quiet for our top 5 list. Thank you for waiting for us. Again, this may or not be Sean's top 5 list.
Yep.
Just trying to save him when he does post his videos, so not all of you are judging him and saying he didn't do the same top 5. So funny.
All right, while we wait for questions to come in, I got one question for each of you guys.
Mhm.
We've talked a lot about some of our favorite collaborations. Is there like a future collaborator that you guys like want New Balance to work with? Is there one in mind that you guys have?
I actually hadn't answered this question earlier because I was thinking of adding this to the list, and now actually I do. So I would love to see Chitose Abe Sakai do something with New
Ooh.
Balance. I just love the
Yeah.
fact that like when she designs and collaborates on anything, she doesn't necessarily take away from the silhouette she's, you know, doing the collaboration on, but she changes it and modernizes it. And I haven't seen a lot of designers who are able to do what she's done on, you know, specific silhouettes. I know that she might be exclusive to Nike, but I'm like, hey, New Balance, Let's borrow
Mhm.
her. Come on. Bring her over. I want to see what she could do to a New Balance sneaker. Doubling up some things
Mhm.
even would be cool the way she does that with Nike. I love what she's
Mhm.
done, with the LD waffle, the vapor waffle. I mean, she just makes things look so incredible.
Mhm. No, that's a really good suggestion.
Yeah.
Sean, you got one?
Yeah, I'm gonna go smaller scale actually. So instead of like the usual names, I want to see one of our local shops here in Toronto get some love. The last time we had a Toronto-based shop that had a collab with New Balance was probably the normal 998 from like 5 years
Yeah.
ago for Canada's 150th birthday or something like that, and the shop's
Yeah.
10th anniversary. They released a 998, but if they did like a livestock collab or a capsule collab or something like that, that'd be really cool. Just because I can rep, the home city.
Yeah, one of my favorite 580s, the Capsule 580,
Yeah,
the
Canadian tuxedo.
Canadian tuxedo. I
Yeah,
mean that shoe is just
Canadian tuxedo.
that is iconic. That shoe. Um, I went to Toronto a few years ago. My wife and I actually went for our anniversary just for like a long weekend, and I went in a capsule and was hoping to like see a pair in a glass case or something. But no, that's a capsule's a good call out too. I think for me, I have two in mind. The first I would say would be Sean Witherspoon, round two.
Ah, that would
Um,
be cool.
so I'm a big fan of his original Nike mashup, the '97 Air Max one. It's crazy. That's 5 years ago. I thought that shoe was only like 2 or 3 years ago. That was 5 years ago already now.
Wow,
Um,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
it is. He's got like several Adidas shoes out now. Super Earth. I mean, you can name I think two or three of them already. He did an Asics Gelite 3 too. Um, so for me, I can't imagine what he would bring to life for New Balance. So he would be one of mine. The
I
other
would
would
love to
be
see his corduroy technique used on New
oh,
Balance. I mean, I
yeah,
think that would just be so fire. I love, obviously, what he did with the Air Max 97s, and he's doing some
yeah,
great stuff over at Adidas, too. I mean, I
yeah,
love my superstars that he designed
mhm,
with, the floral threading and things
yeah,
like that. He's really
yeah.
good with materials, and New
Yep.
Balance has the best materials. So can you imagine what he would be able to do with
I,
like a made in UK, Ron?
You no, you're right. I mean, when you look at that superstar that he did with like the excess thread on it, like I think most people will be like, "What the hell is this?" But like he made that shoe sing. I think like his work is just it's hard to top. So Witherspoon one, and then the other would be Chris Gibbs over at Union. I think that he puts out some of like in my opinion some of the best Nike collabs. I think with the Jordans and the Dunks always have been like kind of top, but like um, I think my favorite from him was from way back in the day, 2005 Air Max 180 Barkley. Like that shoe is like one of my favorite sneakers of all time, and when I see what he did to that shoe, I'm like, man, what could that guy do to a 990 or a 993? So I'm a big fan of Chris's work. I would hope that one day he blesses a New Balance. But
Well, never know. New Balance is just on the up here, so I feel
yeah,
like they could just ask anybody, and I'd be like, at least I would say, like, yeah, of course, New Balance, sign
yeah,
me up.
yeah,
Where do I sign up on? Okay, so
yeah.
let's see. We got some questions here.
Mhm.
If you had an opportunity to collab with New Balance, which model would you do it on? Great question, Pinky89.
I know Sean's answer.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
999 for me. Favorite
Yep.
silhouette of all time. I think there's a lot of different things you can do with the color blocking and panels and materials. So, and it's kind of like not overdone. I don't want to be, just dropping like a 2002 R. Just give it something a bit more of a personal touch. So the 999 for me.
Man, I'm not picky. Um,
Ron's like, I
Five
will
seven
do
five seven
every
four.
single
you give me,
silhouette. He is like,
yeah.
you give me anything. Sign me
You
up.
can give
I got
me,
it.
you literally can give me anything, and I would be happy. That's a tough call. Give me any 990. 1 through 6. I'll take any one.
No, but pick one. Come on, do it.
All right. You know what?
Sean's literally pressuring you
Yeah.
right now, Ron. He's like,
No,
you
no,
gotta
no.
pick.
No pressure, no pressure. But
No
pick
pressure.
one.
at all.
I'll pick 6. I'll pick 6.
D6. All right.
Okay.
I'll pick
All
6.
right.
Marissa, what's up? Which one?
All right. So I think if I had a choice, I would probably choose the 550 only because I would want to test out different materials on it.
Mm-hmm. It's been limited. I mean, outside, I would say that Joe Frishgood's Conversations one was the most unique with the canvas. Everything
Right.
else has been like leather or suede. So,
Mhm.
yeah, it makes you wonder, like, what if you had some sort of like ripstop ballistic, like upper? No, I'm totally with.
Because I
Yeah.
want to make it a little bit more. I would want to make it more malleable for certain people who have wider feet to see if different textures were to come into play. If that would actually make them want to wear it more, if it's more comfortable as well to kind of break in.
Yep.
But obviously, it is a older archived silhouette, so kind of mixing and matching, with different materials would be interesting, and maybe slap on a made in UK on there.
Made in UK 550 with some dent.
You know what?
Maybe.
All right. Next time we meet up, guys, I'm just gonna wear like a British flag across my chest.
We're here for it. Okay, so somebody asked another question earlier. Let's see here. What is an archived New Balance model that you want to see come back?
Well, for me, it'd be like that era, like I was mentioning when I started getting into New Balance. It was 997, 998, 999. Those three models, and I'm
Is
guessing,
your
like I've heard
favorite number
rumors.
9 by chance,
It
Sean?
might be. It might be. No, it's 8 actually.
Okay, I'm
It's
just checking.
but like I've heard the rumors, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I'm guessing the 998s are making a comeback at the end of next year. And I would assume 997s would follow not too far after that. So fingers crossed. Can't wait if that's actually true.
Mhm. Um, yeah, 998 for me too. I'll say probably not my favorite comfort wise. That aesthetically, it's like top 3 for me though. Um, yeah, you're probably gonna see one in 2023 come. um, so yeah, I'll say 998. I think some of my favorite like 998s have been like the J. Crew collabs from the past. So um, I'm kind of hoping that we see some newer reiterations of the 998. There we go. There we go. Yeah.
998
Yeah.
action for you.
Yeah. Yeah. I have countless 998s that I'm gonna do like a little photo spread of some of them soon, just because they need some air. I need to take them out of their boxes, and
Let them breathe
I'm
a little
not.
bit, decant them.
Yeah, I am not gonna rock them in 8-degree weather outside, so I'll take them out of the box.
Whew, 8-degree weather. Yeah, and the wind in Chicago is knocks you
No
out
bueno.
completely.
No bueno.
So I really love how they brought back the 580. But I don't know if you remember the 678 silhouette. It's kind of similar. Haven't seen that in a while, and I don't know. I just love when they bring back just kind of these almost 80 vibe type of styles, and I would love to probably see that one come back with a different rendition, a little twist on it.
Yeah, that's kind of been the thing lately. Like the 2002R and the 1906 are both using the 860 V2 midsole. So like that's been kind of their shtick lately. It's been like, hybriding, mashing up. So yeah, I foresee where you're going to start to get some archive models come out and get a little bit of a modern twist, whether it is a newer midsole or something.
Yeah. Well, let's see if we're gonna get these models here. All right. So somebody is asking, what's the most you've ever paid for a single pair?
Ooh.
Is
All
it
right, I
is it
gotta
my
make
cue to
sure.
leave, or I think I gotta go?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think you got to start now, Sean.
yeah. I
Um,
think Sean and I need to make sure our wives don't listen to this
yeah,
Should we
episode.
I gotta
edit this
whisper this one.
after we say it? Do you want me to
Yeah,
pre-edit it
Can
afterwards
I
and
like
just like
yeah, yeah.
the numbers here?
Honey,
hand
for
signal?
retail always.
I don't want anybody to get divorced tonight. My goodness, over a pair of sneakers.
You
Or
know,
you're just gonna
I'll
be
tell you
sleeping on. You're gonna be sleeping on the couches maybe for a month. It's
yeah.
okay, right? No big deal.
For me, I think it's the double taps 992. I'm pretty sure that's the most I paid.
You know, it's funny. That's mine too.
Yeah, oh, it's
How much
how
Yeah,
was
much?
from
it?
last
How much
year.
did you guys pay?
Yeah,
Wait, did you get a 10 or a 9.5?
I got a 10,
Okay, I got 9.5.
9.5. Okay.
I think I probably paid probably $1,000 US dollars. Yeah,
Wow.
U.S. or Canadian?
US. It was bad.
U.S.
It was bad.
Ooh. Oh man, I didn't pay
Got
that
mine
much.
for retail.
Yeah, I didn't pay that much. If my wife is listening, I need to tell you later. It wasn't that much, so uh,
I make you look
it
good.
was okay. It was closer to half. I paid closer to half.
Oh, that's
I
amazing.
think, I think it was like 600 is what I paid for a 10. But yeah, I mean, I think we talked about this actually last time we all met up. Was you know how like the resale hasn't been crazy for New Balance,
Mhm.
even historically, it hasn't been. Where like
Mhm.
if you can just wait it out, you'll get what you want and not have to pay like through the roof. Um, so yeah, I mean, that was one where I just got impatient, and you probably got impatient too.
Because things like that, you don't know how limited the quantity is, and once
Yep.
it's gone, it's
Yeah.
gone. Right? So
Yeah.
I'm
And
not
the
risking
double
it.
taps, like the way the double taps 992 went, for me, that was kind of my trigger to buy it because I saw where I had an opportunity to get the 992 for like what I thought was a decent price. I slept, and a month later, it was double that. So I was like, you know what? Like, I'm not going to make the same mistake twice. I'm going to get the V2, like, you know, what I thought was a good price. And I think it's probably held close to that, you know, as far as like resale goes. But like, I get it when like you jump on something. You know, I've jumped on stuff before, and you know, I'm curious what Marissa. I remember from the last time we spoke. I think you said like I refuse to pay resale, or if you do, like you just
It is
lot
the
more.
same. I feel
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the most I've paid is around 260
Jeez.
with like shipping
Yeah.
and taxes and all those
Yeah.
added fees, but also like
Kudos.
I'm
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
I was trying to potentially pull the trigger on those 550 Orleans, but we didn't do that. That was really I just couldn't do it. It was pretty
Yeah.
pricey. And I have so many 550s and so many different colorways now. I would have been kicking myself if I had just made the wrong decision. So I'm glad that I thought about it overnight, didn't pull the trigger, and here we are today. I don't have them still, but
Yeah. No, I'm with you, and like I never want to put bounds on anyone's, you know, decisions or means or whatever. But like, I think when it comes to paying a resale, just as long as it's like, think twice before you do it, because there's instances where it's an impulse buy. You're like, I want it. You see some dope picture on Instagram, unfortunately, on my site probably, but some dope picture where you're like, I need to have those, and you pull the trigger, and then a month later you see them for like $500 less. So
exactly, that's painful. Well, also, you know what I
it's painful.
realize is New Balance doesn't really do collaborations with like these massive designer brands. So I would say I would probably maybe pay a little bit more if they were to do a designer collaboration. Like I
Yeah.
could see myself maybe just splurging a little bit on one. But
Yeah.
you know, luckily they haven't been in that price point. Like, I mean, Adidas and Nike have both had some heavy hitters this past year where, you know, you're spending over $1,000, $2,000 on a sneaker, which is crazy, you know, to think about. But we
Yeah.
haven't really seen that transition. Do you think, Ron, that New Balance will ever kind of transition into that kind of luxury collaboration?
I've seen. So I think we talked about this too last time we all met up about how part of the success with New Balance has been the collaborations team, and
Mm-hmm.
they've been gambling. I think more with like up and coming brands versus like going like all chips in on
Mainstream.
like
I'm gonna go with
established houses.
Gucci,
Yeah.
or somebody like
So
that.
like
Yeah.
yeah, Gucci, like Louis Vuitton, I think you're gonna see them, pair up with your Nikes or your Adidas's. But like
Mm-hmm.
with New Balance, I think they're gonna take more of a chance on like your Casablancas or like your smaller
Mm-hmm.
houses, because I think that's New Balance, right? Like they're not gonna be the one to throw their chips onto like one of the big fashion houses. That's just not like their thing.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that like the last Paris Fashion Week, I've seen New Balance people like attend those things, and so like it makes you wonder like what's next, and I think there was a 9060 collab recently that was a little fashion forward, but like most of what New Balance does is going to be a little more risk taking versus like
Mm-hmm.
pairing up with an established fashion brand.
Yeah. Well, I do like too how you said like with Casablanca, I think it was just like such a
Yep.
subtle statement. It's not like
Yep.
you're not going to see their sneakers on the runway. You will,
Mhm.
but it's going to be a more affordable price point.
Mhm.
And, to me, I think a lot of people find more value in that, in a sense where it's like, obviously, maybe you can't afford that entire look, because what most people don't understand is when you're looking at these models walking out in a look, like that look altogether is thousands and thousands of dollars. So, it's just not something that's as relatable. Like, I don't know that, you're going to be able to grab the entire fit off the runway, but at least you can grab the sneakers, which, is great to be able to have access to something like that. And so I think with Casablanca, it was like one of the coolest collaborations on, that 327, just because it was subtle luxury, but also like that price point, you could still afford, to actually purchase it. And actually, Casablanca did send me a pair of sneakers. I haven't reviewed these yet, but I mean, the packaging on this, by the way, is insane. It is the biggest box I think I've ever had for a sneaker. I would bring it over here, but I might knock my computer and my camera and everything down.
Is that's their own model, right? Or
Yes,
is that
Their own
this
model,
is
yeah.
their very first model. Let me see if I can hold this up, see if it frames. But yeah, it's a chunky sneaker.
I actually
that's
put the tennis balls in my dryer.
yeah.
Oh,
It came with
the
a
tennis balls are in
yeah, I
your
threw them in my
dryer,
dryer
Sean?
to.
You're not allowed to wash
You
clothes anymore, Sean. You're gonna break it down.
know.
Another reason for you to sleep on the couch tonight too, Sean. The price that you've spent and the fact that we now know that you put tennis balls in the dryer.
You know what?
But this is, I mean, still one of my favorite
Yeah.
collaborations with
I was
Casablanca.
actually going to say
I
that
mean,
Casa Sport shoe has 327 vibes to it.
right? It
Definitely.
does. I didn't even put two and two together, Ron. But yeah, I mean, obviously this one's a little bit larger, but it does have a similar vibe to it.
Yeah. Shape is pretty similar.
Yeah, shape is pretty similar. Obviously, like the extension on the heel here is kind of
Hmm.
giving me some
You just
difference
took
of
it to
how
the
that
next
fits.
level.
Yeah, I mean, look at how stacked that is. Obviously, this makes me 6 feet tall too when I'm in these bad boys. So,
Hmm.
a little taller than I
And you
normally
know
am.
what? This was an also under the radar collaboration this year. Um, Many people don't know that New Balance collabs with Figs, the Scrubs brand
Oh,
at
figs!
Hollywood.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, I almost
Yeah.
shot for
You can
them.
see
You guys would have seen me on
you see
ads for
on the
figs.
toe there.
Yeah.
So they actually do men's and women's like sneakers, and so they do
Oh.
several 327s and some other models. Shout out Figs, recognizing. But they put some pretty cool colorways out of some models that like we overlook. Again, like the 327 is one that has been kind of starting
327
to get
is
things.
like under the radar, because even like my one of my favorite under the radar clubs too was like Stod when they did it with them. I
Mhm.
thought they had
Oh
some.
yeah,
Bandier's
yeah,
been doing a couple like under the
yeah.
radar collabs with them as well. So
Mhm.
definitely, there's a lot of these crazy cool colorways that I'll even see on the street sometime in New York. Like, when did that release?
Oh yeah.
Go like look at the tongue. I'm like, hey, can I just look at your sneaker real quick?
Shout out Jed Mitra over at Figs. Keep doing what you're doing with New Balance though, because you're putting out some good product. So
Yeah, doing great. Well, I am obsessed with the sneakers for this year. I can't wait to see what 2023 brings. Obviously, we'll have to do a recap again a year from now. It's crazy how quickly time is flying. The Levi's 327s, yeah. Levi's collaborations are definitely fire. Have to agree with you on that, Willie. But thank you so much, both of you, for joining me this evening and going through our favorite pieces. Sean, I know that this is not your exact top 5. We'll mention that one more time just to save you when you do post
Just a teaser.
Just a teaser, just a little taste. So you'll have to go and check out Sean Go on his YouTube channel for his official top favorite New Balances for 2023. And then Ron, of course, you're going to be doing what, your top 25? You said?
I'll do top 20 or 25. I have the list pretty much finalized, but I'm gonna put all the graphics and stuff together. So probably another week, but yeah, expect like the last week of the year. I'll have it all out.
Last week of the year.
Sweet.
And Sean, when
Look
can we
forward to
expect
it.
your list popping up?
Definitely. No, not definitely. Let's just say before the 31st.
I have learned to not say like
Yeah. Don't quote me on that. But before the 31st.
And you realize, like, oh my gosh, I actually have to have it done by this day. This is terrible. Well,
there's not enough days.
I know, not enough days left in the year. I am trying to. I think I'm gonna hit 365 unboxed shoes in a full year, which is insane, and I would not recommend this to anyone. Yeah, I think I went a little crazy and overboard this year. I stepped it up a little too much, I think.
Let's go 500 for 2023.
Oh my God, Sean, I'm just gonna be buried in sneakers. Everybody's gonna be like, hey, we haven't seen Marissa in a while. It's like, oh, there she is on the street, buried underneath 500 pairs of sneakers because she can't speak or talk anymore. She's been doing too many unboxings. Hands
a lot of
shaking.
ramen nights.
Oh my God, just fill me up with caffeine, I guess. I don't need sleep anymore, pretty much, right? Yeah, definitely not going to hit 500 ever, I don't think, Sean, unfortunately. I don't think I have it in me. This will be the biggest year, I think, for the most sneaker unboxings I've done. But you do a lot too, Sean. I'm like, I see.
I actually don't even know what my count is, but it's pretty bad, I think, yeah.
You're probably up there. It's okay. We'll go to a Sneaker Anonymous meet and greet at some point in time. Me, you, and Ron. It's like, hello, how many shoes have you purchased this year?
My name is Ron, and I'm an addict.
Right. My name is Ron, and I'm a New Balance addict. And you're going to get your coin, Ron. It's going to have an MB on it. You're not purchasing for 2 days.
I'm shaking.
I know. Corn falls out of your hand. Like, I can't do this. Get me out of here. Wife is like, you're staying in that meeting, sweetie.
Oh.
After watching that live stream, you're going to the meetings.
Doghouse. Let's talk about those double tap 9V2s.
Right.
Those are going to be sold tomorrow.
Yeah. Oh my God. I know. R.I.P. Ron.
Yeah, seriously. Gonna get the flowers in the morning.
I know, right? Just a little. I'm sorry. You too, Sean. You're not in a doghouse. I heard $1,000 that you spent over there. So we'll just.
Boy.
It's W taps. I hope they love you as much as you love them.
How funny it's the same to you too.
Definitely let everybody know where they can follow both of you.
Yep. On Instagram, NBSonly.
And that's it, right, for you?
That's it for me.
We're working on his YouTube page at some point.
I know.
We gotta get this set up, Ron. Come on.
I'm due. I know.
2023. You got this.
All right. I'm gonna follow your lead, though. You guys gotta walk me through.
Don't do 365 sneakers. Whatever you do, just don't do it.
Yeah, I'm not copying you on that.
Don't do it.
Weekends off, okay? Weekends off, holidays off.
Yes, take time off.
Weekdays only.
Yeah. NB's only, weekdays only.
Yeah, weekdays only.
your new account, weekdays only.
You guys can find me on IG at SGO8, on Twitter at Sean.go spelled out, and on YouTube at SeanGo.
Amazing. Well, always a pleasure chatting it up with you two about New Balance. We got the biggest New Balance personality on Instagram and on YouTube here tonight. So thank you so much for all your picks, all of your useful information. Ron, for always giving us little slivers of intel that, we're trying to pry out of you. And next year, we hope to see more of those red tags behind you.
Oh, there'll be some red tags.
Wink, wink.
You know what? Next year, I'm gonna have all matching Soleil Crocs with every shoe behind me.
I would appreciate that. I would like it all color coded and everything. That is what I would like.
365.
Hopefully he doesn't watch this and change his whole theme. We've ruined it for next year. We can't find anything to match, and we just get frustrated.
Nope.
Like,
I'm gonna have Crocs only in the background. Yep.
All right, everyone. Well, be sure to hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up. If you have any comments that you didn't make tonight and want to ask us, feel free to leave those in the comment box, and hit that join button, as well as check out the merch store that we've got. I'm going to be putting up a couple New Balance videos tonight for you late nighters. As you all know, Shade stays up till the wee hours of the evening. Maybe an extra late one tonight, maybe a 2 a.m.er, so hopefully you guys are with me. You two are welcome to hop on in as well, but you're probably going to be in bed. All right, everyone. Until next time, we will catch everyone later. Happy holidays to everyone as well. And we will see you on the next one.
It's been a pleasure, guys. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in.
Take care. Stay warm. Get your Gore-Tex. See ya.